Hey there, here are my top 5 albums. Very, very difficult to whittle down over 50 years worth of music that I've listened to, but I'll give it a go. So my first album that I'm going to choose is by my favourite band, Deep Purple, and the Machine Head album just got narrowly edged out by the Fireball album. The Fireball album for me is an amazing album. I love it. 1971. It's raw. It's funky. It's got a rock funk feel to it. Most of the songs. The front cover is amazing. Look at that artwork. Coming from around the world. That's rock and roll, man. So I'm going to go with Deep Purple, Fireball. Second album I'm going to go for is 1970 by Free, the Fire and Water album. That album I have probably wore out my stylus on my record player when I was a teenager. That's just rock blues. The band are young. It's just raw, another raw album. It's I think Andy Fraser, the bass player, was 16 here. Paul Kossoff, the guitarist, he looks like a lion. Look at that hair. That's rock and roll. Look at those young fellas. Amazing. Awesome album. Blues rock. 1970. One of my favourite albums of all time. The third album I'm going to go for is a bit newer, in the 90s. It'll be Alice in Chains' Dirt. One of my favourite albums. 13 songs just full of heavy melodic riffs. Lane Staley's voice was just so powerful and yet so painful. Very much one of a kind. That album narrowly edges out Super Unknown by Soundgarden. That's another one of my favourite albums from that time. But yeah, Alice in Chains' Dirt. Amazing. Fourth album I'm going to go with will be a live album. It'll be Kiss Alive 3. The Alive 3 album was a really good album. I had that in my car stereo, my CD player for years. I love that album. I love the versions. The versions are a bit more modern, a bit more heavy. It was a good mix of both old and new songs up to that time. Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer were in the band then, on guitar and drums, and they, to me, were the best lineup with Kiss. That was one of my favourite albums as well. And lastly, I'm going to go with one of my favourite artists of all time, Richie Kotzen. Now, I could pick any album from Richie Kotzen. I just love him. He's just one of my favourite artists. He's a singer-songwriter, plays the guitar crazy, amazingly, and done a lot of collaborations with different people. He's released something like 20 or 30 albums on his solo career, and he was in other bands as well, and yeah, just amazing. And I'm going to go for the 24 Hours record. Is that album? That album was a great album. Like I said, I could pick multiple albums from him, and they're all amazing in my opinion. So they're my top 5 albums that have come to me. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope I might have opened your eyes to someone that you may not have heard of. And I'm going to go and listen to this album right now. I'm going to go down memory lane and listen to Susan singing Sesame Street songs. See you later.